Hey, welcome back to Ansuini Live. That's right, it is a Thursday. It is the 3rd of June, 2021. Who would have thunk we made it to June so quickly? Feel like last year just dragged along, but this year seems to be moving fairly fast. Hello, everybody. First off, we have to thank Simon for being first in the chat. Congratulations, Simon. So excited to have you be first. Unfortunately, Julian, I think, is on the losing streak for the past 2 weeks. Unfortunately, we'll have to make sure that he gets the notification next time. Good at Life, welcome. Good at Life. Good at Life says it's actually his birthday today. Congratulations! I don't want to be too personal, but how old are you turning? This is exciting news. We need to celebrate this properly. If I had like a soundboard and a DJ and like an actual producer here, we might pull up like the birthday song or something. But since it's just me, you're going to have to imagine that I'm singing the birthday song to you in like the worst key ever, and probably making your ears bleed. So, happy birthday to you, Good at Life. Excited that you stopped in. Hopefully you're not like watching this over like doing other exciting things, because this is your birthday and these streams happen every single week. So go enjoy your birthday. Don't stick around here. But happy birthday, man. This is glad that you could stop by. And again, happy birthday. Steph. Welcome, Steph. I don't think we've ever seen you here. Steph says, I finally made it to one of your live streams. Happy face. Well, thanks for joining. Excited to have you. This is exciting to have you, Mr. Steph, on the stream. Jay has made it. Welcome, Jay. Jay says, hey, coming to you from the Chick-fil-A line. Oh, well, I know how that feels because I love me some Chick-fil-A. Simon says, happy birthday, Good at Life. Yay, everybody celebrating happy birthday. Simon says, I'm 0 for 2 at being first. Or 2 for 0 for being first. This is so true, Simon. I think at this point, we need to get Julian to get his game back up. Good at Life says, unfortunately, I have to go to dinner with the family, so I'll miss some of the stream. No worries, man. You should get out of here, and you should go enjoy your birthday instead of just hang out here with us randos on the internet. Good at Life says, I'm not that old, still in school, between 16 and 20. All right, cool. Well, happy birthday, man. Really hope that you have a tremendous day. And it's well, I guess it's kind of almost over, I guess. Hopefully you had a tremendous day. There's still a good amount of it left. Steph says, the rear of your orange iMac is beautiful. You know what? I appreciate you saying that, but unfortunately this is the last, yes, this is going to be the last piece of content that you're going to see. No, that's not true. I'm doing a Randy and Nick show maybe tonight. So there's a 50-50 chance, let's say. There's a 50-50 chance that Randy and I will record a show, which will have this in frame slightly. Other than that, this will be the last piece of content you see from me with the beautiful iMac. I am returning it tomorrow. I need to wipe it tonight. It's exporting its final video, which is a space podcast. For some reason, Final Cut has been dinking up the renders speeds, and so instead of the M1 chomping through an hour-long podcast in about 5 minutes for export times, it's been taking almost real time to export podcasts, and I think it's something to do with the export settings or the codec or something. So anyway, at some point I need to go figure that out, but I'll be moving back to the Cube for most of my work. Anyway, so yeah, the iMac is going back tomorrow. I see some people asking, Simon, specifically, when are you returning the iMac? It is tomorrow. The Mac is beautiful, and I will say it's been real fun to have it in my studio here. Every time I walk in and see the beautiful iMac, I'm just like, that color orange is gorgeous. But then I see the front of it, and then I'm like, the chin is pink. Help. So anyway, it's a good computer though. If you find a color that you really like, I think the light bezels are definitely something you can get over real easy. And the chin, as long as you don't mind the color of the chin, you should be good. Steph is crying, and Jay says, happy birthday, Good at Life. Okay, so we have to chat for a second here. This is Ansuini Live. As most of you know, I think, Steph, this might be your first time, so welcome to Ansuini Live. The purpose of the Ansuini Live the purpose of the show is to have me tongue-tied. But the other purpose of the show is to hang out with you guys and just have some fun and just chat a little. So this live stream is a little bit different than most live streams you'll see. Most live streams is just someone monologuing to the camera and occasionally reading a fun question. No, as long as it's not inappropriate, I read every single chat question here. And this show does not specifically have an agenda or an itinerary. This is a show where you get to come in, ask questions, participate, and just have fun and hang out a little bit. We do have a prepared question that you do have to answer because the Ansuini live show is an audience participation show. We have to spark a little bit of that audience participation. So you'll see the pinned comment is, what's your favorite month of the year? And in order to watch this show, you have to participate. In order to participate, you have to answer the question of the week. The question of the week is, what's your favorite show? For me, personally, my favorite month of the... I'm sorry. The question of the week is, what's your favorite month of the year? I don't know if I just said that right. It didn't register that I said it right. My favorite month of the year for me is definitely September. I really just love the kind of end of summer, tail end of summer, and very beginning of fall. It's just kind of a very exciting time, and school starts during that. And okay, I guess most people start late August, but kind of almost September. And you get like the fall vibes, and then the pumpkin spice lattes. And anyway, I love September. That's my answer. Y'all have to answer it, and then we have some follow-up questions that we'll get to once everybody gets out what their favorite month of the year is. So that's the question of the week. Everyone listening to me and my voice right now, live. I guess if you listen to this after the fact, you can't actually answer in the chat because you're not live anymore unless you know how to time travel. If so, hit me up. Yeah, so that's the question of the week. You have to answer it. Okay, so Jay says, happy birthday, good life. I think I already read that. Steph says, do you like the front soft boy orange? No, I actually hate it. This color is, sorry, I'm showing my entire iMessage history here. I don't mind the black bezels. I don't mind the black little bar between the bezels, and I love the back color. I get over the salmony pink color of the keyboard and stand, but what I cannot stand is the pink chin. Like, if it was a shade, 4 shades darker, it would kind of match the back orange, which is what I was looking for, but it doesn't. It's pink. Every single person I've showed this computer to, they say, why did you get the pink computer? And I'm like, well, it was orange. I don't know what to tell you. It says it's orange. I know it looks pink, but it says it was orange. So I don't know. Ask Apple. So I do not like the pink chin. I don't mind the size of the chin. I don't mind the material. I don't mind the fact that they color coordinated. I just wish it was a darker color and not like pink or peach or whatever people call it. Yeah. So Steph, it is. I think it's pink. Lots of other people have lots of other different opinions, and that's fine. They can love it too. I'm just saying this is not for me because that is a very pink boy chin. Jay says, oh my goodness, that front sucks. I wouldn't say the whole front sucks, but the chin definitely is pink. Jay says, favorite month of the year equals March because my birthday is 1/28th. Okay. Well, that is good to know. I know when your birthday is, so we can celebrate that properly next time, Jay. But yeah, so definitely birthday months are lots of fun. Oh yeah, Simon says September's also iPhone month too. That is totally true. That's probably why it's in my psyche that September is the most exciting month of the year because we get iPhones. Apple. Oh boy. Simon said, I hate that Apple has multiple shades of every color. There's like 2,000 shades of space gray. Actually, I'm pretty sure there are only 50 shades of space gray. There might be more or less, but I don't really know. A Dawson Design Production Company says, December. I love Christmas and celebrate it to the IMAX. To the IMAX. Celebrate it to the max for all of December. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear. Welcome, Dawson. I don't know if I've seen you in the chat. Dawson Design Production Company. Hopefully your name's Dawson. If not, let me know what your actual name is. And if you don't want to, that's fine. I'll keep calling you Dawson. December is definitely a real fun month for me. Tons of nostalgia with family time. Probably my favorite, outside of spending time with family, my favorite tradition in December is probably the Apple Holiday ad. They always just knock it out of the park with the Apple Holiday ad, and it's always. I find a way to cry most years. Unleash your creativity. Let the little papers fly. Anyway, I do love me a good Apple Holiday ad, and so yeah, definitely love Christmas, love December for sure. Let's see. Simon says favorite month might depend on the year, and that's and what's happening in my life at that time. But if I choose one, if I chose one, I'd choose August or September too. Okay, kind of that end of summer. It's like June and July are like for the beginning of summer, and it's like all exciting, and like you got all of the things that you're gonna plan to do, and you know, all the fun things and trips and whatever you're gonna be doing. Um, but then like the end of summer, it's like you're relaxed and you're like you've rested for you know however many months. You've enjoyed the beautiful weather. You're kind of getting bored of the heat in August. It's like, oh, it's gonna kill me off. And then you can just enjoy the winter here. And unfortunately, I'm getting text messages here. Um, nope. Sorry. Okay. Cool. I lost my train of thought. Sorry. Oh, favorite month, September. Yes, definitely September. August, September. Good time of the year. Steph says Apple should bring the iPhone 5 black. Totally. Yes, that was a real pretty black. It's kind of like a slate blue black. I had an iPad Mini that the first gen iPad Mini was anodized in that same color of like I think they called it slate gray back in the day. It was like kind of a dark blue, almost blue black kind of thing. They almost did that with the 12 Mini. Randy ended up getting the iPhone 12 Mini. But unfortunately for us, it's not actually slate black. It's labeled as black. So, yeah, Dawson is his name. Okay, well, Dawson, nice to see you. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for coming. And thank you for answering the question of the week. Simon said, WWDC is next week, everyone! Woo, woo, woo! Panic! Yes, so we have Dub Dub. Dub Dub is not just next week. It's like not next Thursday. It's like next Monday, which makes it like, what, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 5 days, depending on how you count Thursday. Oh my goodness. We got Dub Dub in the house. What are you guys most excited about? I know we probably already talked about this a couple times, and I think I did some Twitter polls about this. But I'd love to hear if you guys have any thoughts. Open the floor, of course, to talk about Apple. We can talk about Apple all day long. For what I'm thinking it is going to be, I'm trying not to get too excited here because I actually do want some stuff, and if I get too excited about it, then it'll be kind of sad. So we'll see what Apple polls. Steph says, I love the summer, so June, July is my favorite, but then I also love Techtober, so I don't know. Okay, Techtober, Mr. Steph likes Techtober. For me personally, Techtober is kind of the longest tech news cycle of the month, or of the year. It's kind of just boring. I don't know. Like we hit like all of this hype building up over spring, summer, iPhone hype. Oh, everyone's all excited about the iPhone. And then finally we get iPhone event, and the iPhone event happens, and it's like, okay, it's over with. We all get our new phones. We all do the review drops. You know, everyone gets their opinions on it. Everyone who wanted one can get one. And, you know, by the time like October rolls around, it's like, well, the OnePlus 7T Pro XDR Plus Max has dropped, and it has 98 gigabytes of RAM and a pop-up camera and an LCD screen that has a 240 refresh rate. And it's just like, I don't care about that. I wanted more Apple news. So I'm not a huge fan of Techtober, as Marquez would define it, but it's definitely fun to see other people get excited about tech in the same way that I get excited about Apple products. But yeah, definitely Techtember. Yeah, there we go. Techtember. That's a fun one. Steph says, me too. I have the first gen iPad mini and it looks so great. You know, I sold mine. I'm so sad I did. Well, actually, I accidentally killed mine. So my first generation iPad mini, my first Apple device ever. I had this really nice keyboard case back before keyboard cases were cool. It's like 2013. And I had this keyboard case, and I had wound my headphones around it because I was listening to music, and I was on a walk on a park on a trail with like gravel, and I dropped the iPad, slipped out of my hands, but I was already holding on to the earbuds, so I just held on to the earbuds really, really hard. But since they were wound around the iPad, as it fell, it unwound, and it built up centripetal force, and as soon as it unwound, the keyboard flung open, and so it was just like, you know, the keyboard screen sandwich, and that went face down onto the ground, and I just heard the most bone-curdling crack. I was like, no! And I think at the time the iPad mini was $329, the base model one that I had gotten, and when I called up AppleCare to fix the display, they were going to charge me $250, and being broke boy Nick back in the day, it's like, well, I could get a whole brand new iPad mini for that much. No way, thank you very much. So I went ahead and got a screen replacement on eBay or some weird website or something, and I tried to solder it on myself, and to like solder on like the ribbon cable to like the home button and stuff. Anyway, I screwed something up, and that thing never started back up, unfortunately. So I had to give it away. No, I traded it in for I can't remember what I traded it in for. Anyway, I was at a local computer shop and they took it off me for $50 or something like that towards another purchase. So I'm still kind of sad that I got rid of that Slate Gray iPad Mini, and I think I got my 12-inch MacBook, so I'm not looking for more nostalgia purchases. But if I were to do another nostalgia purchase, it would definitely be a Slate Gray iPad Mini first gen, because like running iOS 6, good times. Okay. Simon says, please allow me to work Logic on the iPad. That's all I want. Yes, I think that's all most people want out of DubDub, is just to have more pro apps. Obviously, you probably have heard Drew's and my opinion at this point. We should just have all of the Mac OS being able to dual boot on all the M1 Macs, iPad Pros. I think that makes a ton of sense. And honestly, it would be something really interesting for me to give a spin, because I know the M1 chip can do what I need it to. It's just, do I want to have the patience to mess around with it? And unfortunately, on iPad OS, no. So if they do Mac OS, I might be tempted to try one, but I haven't checked the delivery times. I should probably do that. I know some people were saying that they were going to get theirs like at the end of June here. So let's see here, apple.com. And let's just quickly look up buy M1 iPad Pro. And then no engraving, because we're not dumb. 12.9 inch, space gray, obviously. Let's see what 128 gig Wi-Fi. No engraving. Oh my gosh. Their checkout process used to be so simple. Now it's not. Delivers July 13th. Dang! That's like 6 weeks out, dude. Wow. Okay. Well, maybe no one's gonna be able to get their hands on these. But for what DubDub has, we'll see if it changes Drew's life with the iPad. Yeah. So Steph says, how has it been a year since we got amazed at DubDub 2020? Produced, quality, and the huge iOS 14 update. Yeah, iOS 14 was like pretty big looking back on it. It's definitely done a lot of the features that we kind of been waiting for, you know, the widgets and home screens and shuffling around and stuff. I was kind of already doing the clean minimal home screen by like just not having many apps on my phone. I used Safari for most stuff. But yeah, it's nice now that I can have all the apps that I need and enjoy the clean background that I'm used to. Yeah, that was a year ago, huh? Wow. When we were like, I wonder how this event's gonna go down. I think like this time last year, we definitely recorded a podcast where all three of us were like, how do you think they're gonna do it? Is it gonna be Tim up there on a stage and no audience? It's gonna be so weird. I kind of remember those conversations, and I'm definitely a fan of the cool transitions, but I think it'll be fun once people can go back to Apple Park and like, you know, enjoy the beautiful architecture down there. Anyway, Dawson says, busy week for us Apple/tech YouTubers next week. Yeah, totally. Busy week next week for everybody all around. Yeah. So on Monday, we're definitely going to be doing I think actually on Saturday, we're going to do a same day hype show. So that'll go up probably Saturday night, depending on how fast everyone's internet connections are. Randy, looking at you. And then I think we'll definitely do a reactions podcast that'll probably go up Monday night, depending on how everyone's internet connections go. So yeah, definitely going to be a busy day all around here. Simon says, if Logic comes to iPad OS with external monitor support, I'll sell my MacBook Pro 2016 and 2018 iPad Pro, and for the M1 iPad Pro 1TB all in on iPad. Well, I would hesitate to say make sure that your plugins will work, because I know that even with M1 Macs in like full macOS Logic, some plugins don't work for people who used, you know, like Logic plugins and stuff. I know Randy doesn't, and some people don't, so just be aware of that. Even if it is technically supported on iPad OS, if they port Logic over, it might not support all those plugins that you're looking for. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Dawson says, I just bought an iPad mini from my cousin. It just sits on my desk because I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. Wow. Well, I wish I could just have an iPad sitting on my desk that I had no idea what to do with. Actually, I do. Yeah, that's awesome. What iPad mini is it? Because like the newer iPads are like, iPad minis are like still pretty like useful. Like they're like pocketable and like handable. Like I can put them in my pockets. I'm big though. But it's just kind of always nice to have like a full iPad UI just like in the palm of your hand. I really do miss the iPad mini design, and I still, on the record, if Apple introduces an iPad mini 5th or 6th gen, whatever the next one is, that has an iPad 2018 iPad Pro redesign with Face ID, I will get the cellular version and replace my iPhone 12 mini with that because I really, really want that. All right, Simon says I only think I think I don't like about the only thing I don't like about booting that might kill iPad OS is most people will just run Mac OS all the time. I'm okay with that because iPad OS is nice and simple and clean for those who want it, and I don't even think it'll come pre-installed with Mac OS. I think just like you have to install Windows with the IPSW file on a Mac to do like the Boot Camp Assistant, I think that iPad OS 15, if they do the dual boot thing, it'll come with an app called like Dual Boot Assistant or something like that, or Boot Camp Assistant, something like that, and it will be an afternoon project to get macOS working on the iPad. I don't think it's going to be super easy. So definitely would turn people away from iPad OS, but at the same time, macOS is far more useful in the iPad's form factor, in my opinion. App library for iPad, that'd be kind of nice, but at the end of the day, I again don't have many apps on my iPad, so I'm not too concerned about that. Steph said, do you think we'll get any new MacBook Pros at this year's Dub? I hope so. I need something portable for undisclosed projects, and if you've been following me over on Talos of Space, you probably know what this undisclosed project is. But I definitely am done with the desktop game, and I've been done with the desktop game like for months now. I made the G4 Cube. It's a beautiful computer. You know, it has I made the M1 Cube. It's a beautiful computer that has an M1 Mac Mini inside of a G4 Cube, and it's a wonderful desktop. I get to stare at it every single day. I love using it. The problem is I just can't take it with me. I'm like stuck inside these four walls all day long. Whenever I'm working, I'm here. I can't just, relax on the back porch or enjoy the sunset in the sunroom, or, hang out with the family in the living room, or go to a coffee shop, or heck, go on a trip. When I went on my last trip, I only took my 12-inch MacBook, just 12-inch Retina MacBook, and that thing was, let's just say, barely good enough to import and export photos, much less do anything productive. So I'm definitely in the market for a Mac laptop ASAP. If anything, something's coming sooner than later. It's supposed to come today, but it didn't because FedEx was dumb, and it is stuck in. Let's refresh the page. I got a text about it a second ago from Apple. It is stuck still in Memphis, Tennessee, unfortunately. But that is kind of the stopgap. And what I'm thinking, if you want to, Steph wanted my personal predictions here. What I'm thinking will happen is different than I want to have happen. What I want to have happen is the 16-inch M1X MacBook Pro to come out. I will get that instantly in probably a mid-tiered model. It'll be pretty good computer for the next couple of years. I don't think I even remember saying this like back in October or something. Like after that comes out, like that's my computer for a long time. That's the Unicorn MacBook Pro with the nice redesign with the M1X chip. It's going to be powerful for years and years. And so I'm gonna get that. But what I think is gonna happen is they'll announce it on Monday, and possibly it'll be either M1 or M1X, one of the two. People can't really tell. And then I think it's not going to ship until like July, maybe even later, just because there's chip shortages and stuff. And I know people say, well, the chips are ready, but yeah, there's a bunch of other like sub-level components and stuff. So I would not be surprised if they announce it at Dub and have like this big event, and then they say shipping, at the end of July or the second half of July, because they pretty much did that with the iMacs, right? So we had an April event, and it was at the end of April, and at that event they said, oh yeah, the new iMac and the new the iMac and the iPad. Hello, the new iMac and the iPad coming the last half of May, I think, or the second half of May, something like that. So I could definitely see them at the beginning of June saying, hey, this isn't going to come out till the first half of July or the second half of July, something like that. So I want something to hold me over between then, but I'm optimistic. Previously, with all the processor leaks and stuff, I was kind of just 50-50 on it all. But today I was sent a Mac Rumors article that just went out this morning, where they're actually finding regulatory filings in Chinese regulatory databases for new-sized laptop lithium-ion batteries for MacBooks. And so people are like, well, the model numbers don't match, the milliamp hours don't match anything that they currently have. So from what we can tell, it looks like the 16-inch MacBook Pro might have an 8,693 milliamp hour battery, which is slightly larger than the old 16-inch MacBook Pros. So if all this is true, I am pretty excited because that means we have some stuff coming down the pike. And hopefully it's this M1X variant because I definitely need that. All right, let's get back to the chat. Steph, sorry, that was a long response, everybody. We'll definitely get back to the chat here. Simon says, I have no apps on the home screen, just wallpaper rotating every 2 hours via shortcuts. Widgets on the left page and apps on the right in app library. How do you have the wallpaper rotate? Simon, I must know how this happens because if there's one thing I've wanted to do, I have some pictures that would work great with dark mode and light mode, like with you know, the time of day shift. But like I was always frustrated that you couldn't have it, you know, change between pictures throughout the day. How does that work? Tell me, Simon. I must know. This sounds intriguing. Tell me more about how this shortcut works. Simon says the one I use for work. What I read on, so I assume they'd work on iPad too. Okay, well that's fine. Yeah, I would hope so. And if they don't, if those Logic plugins don't work, then I guess you shouldn't stick with the iPad only. Dawson says the first iPad Mini. Okay, cool. That was the one I had, the OG iPad Mini. That's a good computer. iPad Mini first generation, doesn't even have a Retina display. Yeah, I know, this is so cool. Yeah, Dawson, I saw that he said shortcuts there, but like what Siri shortcut? Like it's not just a button that you click. You have to set something up, I'm sure. If you want to DM me, Simon, I'm sure you don't want to describe it here on the air. You can if you'd like, but yeah, that's pretty crazy. I need to figure that out. Yeah, okay. So you guys answered the first question of the week here. The second question of the week is I'm not asking this because Good at Life just had his birthday. I don't want to be too nosy, and Jay just answered it. But what's your birth month? Because I have a sneaking suspicion that people's favorite month is closely correlated to their birth month, and so I just wanted to see if that maybe is something that is true based on a sample size of 5 people. So my favorite month is September for iPhones, for fall, for summer. It's just like school starting, new times, lots of fun memories in September. And it is also my birthday. My birthday is in the middle of September. So I feel like that I do fit the bill there. And it sounds like Jay said that his favorite month was, I believe, March. He also said his birthday was in March. So it sounds like Jay and I both fit the bill. Wondering if anyone else, if you want to share, no pressure. But if you want to share, if there's a correlation between your favorite month or a few months and when your birthday flies, because I think that'd be kind of an interesting data point. Simon says, I'll DM a screenshot of the shortcut or a link to it if that works. I appreciate that, man. I really would appreciate that. I have Twitter open and I'm waiting for your DM. Let's see if we can figure this out live on the air. Dawson says, I think I'm going to use the iPad as an e-reader. It's small and easier to hold one-handed than my 11-inch iPad. That is true. Probably not going to be as pretty to look at with a non-Retina display. Although I do remember thinking that the iPad Mini OG was a pretty good screen. I mean, it wasn't like Retina, and I do remember Retina was a lot better, but like they were decent. It was decent. So I think you get away with that, Dawson. I think that would be a good use for it. Jay says, sorry for being AFK for basically this stream, but I made a new friend at Chick-fil-A and his name is Randy. What? Randy's getting Chick-fil-A from you? No way. Well, no worries there, Jay. And I think AFK meant something that you told me about last week. So I'm going to pretend that I remembered that, even though I definitely didn't. Landon, welcome to the chat, Landon. Thanks for joining. Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well, buddy. August here and July or August would be my favorite. Okay, all right. So Mr. Landon is also fitting the bill here of your favorite month matching your birthday month. I'm wondering if this is like a scientifically proven thing that I could have just Googled, because right now we're 3 for 3 on the favorite month fitting in with your favorite time of the year. Simon says, Jay, making friends already. I know, Jay, you need to teach me how to do that. I don't know how. Dawson says, I thought about saying that my favorite month is June because Dub, my birthday, and a camp that I would volunteer at. Okay, well, there you go. That sounds like you have a lot. I saw the DM, buddy. I will open that as soon as we finish the chat here. Yeah, so that's awesome. So we got Dawson, Landon, Jay, and Nick are all people who say that their favorite month of the year is closely correlated to when their birth month is. I wonder if that has to do like when we were kids or whatever, and we were like looking forward to our birthday. Not that I'm not a kid at heart anymore, but it's like we're looking forward to your birthday. Birthday was just gonna be the day where all of your dreams come true. And never really did all of that way that you're expecting as a 6-year-old. But it was kind of like you're always looking forward to that month because it was the exciting birth year or birth month. Yay! I don't know. Just kind of wonder how that got started in 4 out of 8 of our psyches here. It's kind of weird. Simon says, oh, sorry, I already read that one. And I already read Dawson's. Wow, we're already caught up. Simon says, send the link here. Okay, so thanks to Simon, we are going to take a look at this Siri shortcut and see if we can figure it out. So I need to get, it looks like this purple app with the pages thingy. Is that like a... it says documents. Maybe this is like a default Siri shortcut thing. So let's pull out the iPad here and see what we can do. Where is shortcuts? I'm going to say new shortcut, and this is going to be documents. Let's see, documents, and get file. Okay, get file. That's the instruction I need. There we go. Get file. Okay, get file. Service is iCloud Drive. Oh no, yeah, iCloud Drive. All right, and then do not show document picker. Okay, and then file path is going to be shortcut/iOS. And let me make sure that he's not sending extra instructions here. Uh-oh. Interesting. Okay, so these are 2 separate shortcuts that need to run in tandem? All right. Well, this is going to be a little boring live stream here if I just sit through and do this. Now that we have like 4 little instructions, or let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little instructions that we need to set up here. Yeah, it's probably going to take a little bit longer than I was expecting there, Simon. But I'm definitely going to take a look at this because I've always wanted to be able to change my wallpaper, just cycle through them, just like on the Mac. You can like have it cycle through desktops, no problem, or wallpaper. Yeah, so again, if you want to share, I think we're still missing a few people. Looks like there are 8 people in the chat right now, but we've only had 4 people respond to their favorite time of the year and then when their birth month is, and we can kind of like correlate. Like my favorite month of the year is September, and my birthday happens to be in September, and Jay's favorite month of the year happens to be March, and his birthday's in March, and Landon's favorite month of the year is July or August, and his birthday happens to be in August, and it's just like, what? Too much here. Okay. Come out wherever you are looking. Yes, that's everyone needs to come answer. This is the Ansuini live show. If you want to listen, you have to participate, and you don't have to say the exact date, Steph, if you don't want to, but can if you want. There's nothing stopping you. So November 20th, and let me see what was Steph saying his favorite month of the year was. Okay, so Steph is not fitting the bill here, which is totally fine. This is what we were looking for. We're scientists. We know how to do the scientific method here. So Steph said his favorite is the summer, June, July, and so he also loves Techtober, but that's not really the October time frame. So Steph is breaking the mold here. Good on you, man, being the rebel. The rebels, the outcasts, the round pegs in square holes. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. Grant, welcome to the chat, bud. Excited to see you. It's been a while since you've been able to join. Glad you can make it. Grant says, school's out, no more chores for me. Well, that's awesome, man. I know, so Grant was running around being Mr. Video Dude for like a couple of shows that kept happening on Thursday night. And so, unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it for like a month or so. And so we have Grant back, everybody. Welcome back, Grant. If you can read the question of the week and answer your favorite month of the year, we appreciate it. And then we do have a follow-up question. It looks like Ryan also made it. Wow. So we got Ryan and Grant and Steph and Simon and Dawson and Jay and Landon and let's see, we're scrolling kind of back up pretty far now. I think there's maybe a couple other people. Oh, Good Life. He had to leave. Good Life had his birthday. Anyway, hi, welcome people. Yay, social, yay. I am doing well. Appreciate you asking, Ryan. Hopefully everyone else is doing well as well. Simon says, thanks for the new space show. I love space stuff, but stuck at understanding news, so the show really helps to get along with the news in a quick videos. Aw, thank you, Simon. Okay, so, for those of you who don't know, I'm sure you do, because I've been, like, tweeting it all over the place. I am obsessed with space. I have a problem. And it's not healthy, okay? I'll be the first to admit that. But what I'm doing is I'm taking that negative problem and turning it into a huge positive, because I'm starting more space stuff. So basically, as Drew is doing tech videos every day, I'm going to try to start doing space videos every day. Currently, we're on day 4 of daily space videos. And my genre of space video is a lot different than some of the other creators that I watch. A lot of the other YouTubers that I watch who do space content, they'll do a weekly show, a weekly news update show. I know probably half a dozen YouTube channels that do like a weekly space update show. And they talk about everything space related. So they're talking about SpaceX, they're talking about Blue Origin, they're talking about NASA, they're talking about like all of the probes and the Mars lander and stuff. And like that's all great and stuff, but I want to get like really specific in like something that I think is about to blow up. And I think that Starbase Texas, where they're making all of the Starship prototypes down in Brownsville area, I think that's about to be really big, because there's a ton of news that's about to be coming out of there. And the more I've learned about this and the more I've looked into it, the more I find that there's just so much news to be had down there. I've kind of always wanted to do some daily videos, but I was kind of always looking for that kind of content, or the like drip content where there's just always something to talk about. And so I finally found it in the Starbase. So I'm not talking about SpaceX in general. I'm only talking about Starbase. So we just had the CRS-22 mission go up. You're not going to see that on the Today at Starbase show, because that is just about Starbase news. So anyway, go give the Talos of Space YouTube channel a subscription if you haven't already, and if you want to see space stuff, and if you don't, there's no hard feelings. But Simon, I appreciate those kinds words. I've gotten a few comments like that, even just the past couple days I've been doing it. I'm like, okay, cool. I think I'm onto something. I was going to give it like a week and just see how I felt about it. I'm feeling pretty good about it right now. The cadence doesn't seem too much. It takes about an hour and a half, 2.5 to 3 hours, start to finish, from research to posting, which, you know, I have time for, because I'm a full-time content creator now, but like that's going to be a significant part of my day going forward. And so I was going to give it that first week to just see how I feel about it. I'm feeling really good about it, and the more positive feedback I get, I really do appreciate it. And if you have any criticism, Simon, I'd love to hear them. I got one the other day that I was putting a little bit too much fluff at the beginning. I didn't do that today, and I think it's even better. So all the more criticism I would appreciate, Simon. Grant says, July, it starts getting super warm, and I love the warm. Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that July is Grant's favorite month, because it is getting warm, and it's almost July, so almost happy favorite July month. Grant says, I hate being cold. It's my least favorite thing ever. Well, Grant, I have it on good authority that you've run in the snow multiple times, so I think you actually secretly love the cold, and you just don't tell anybody. All right, so Grant, now that you've answered that question, and it looks like Ryan also answered the question, and I think those were the 2 new people. Yeah, those were the 2 new people here. That was the initial question, and you had to answer that, so I appreciate you answering that. We'll get to your answer, Ryan. Sorry, let me wet my whistle here real quick. Oh. So you guys answered the question. I appreciate that. But the follow-up question is, what's your birth month? You don't have to give me the day, and you don't even have to answer if you don't want to. I get it. The privacy, I get that. But the question is, like, does it correlate? Because my birth month is September, and my favorite month of the year is September. So far, Landon has agreed, and Simon has agreed, I believe. Did Simon agree? I can't remember. Anyway, and Jay agreed that your birth month is kind of your favorite month. So I don't really know, we're just feeling this out. So Steph said that he did not agree with that statement, because his favorite month was the summer, and then Techtober. And his birthday was in November. So anyway, it might not fit everybody, but I'm just curious. So good conversation. Appreciate you answering if you want to. No pressure. Dawson said, this is why I love smaller YouTubers. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, we get to hang out and just have fun. Simon says, I hate cold, but love when it's cold and raining, but I'm in bed. True. If you have to get out in the cold, that's a whole different story than watching the rain pitter-patter on your windows. Because if the rain's just pitter-pattering on your windows, then like, hey, I'll stay inside all day and read a book. Thank you very much. Ryan says, probably May. May is my birth month. Weather-wise, I love 60-degree October days. Okay. Ryan sounds like he's fitting the mold, too. May is his birth month and his favorite month of the year, which makes sense. Any ideas as to why, guys? Like, if you have any ideas of like why those things are correlated, the only thing I can think of is like when we were all 6 and 7, we're just looking forward to our birthday so much that like that time of the year just became our favorite. So I don't know. That's what I think. Let me know what you think. Simon says, Nick, following that classic Taylosive fast food genre of videos. Fast food? Oh, come on, I script my videos. Drew doesn't script his videos. I did my whole video today in one take. I was pretty excited about that. I did have like 2 cuts in that, but like it was a 1-take, 3-minute video. I was just reading off the teleprompter. It was, I mean, not to be all that, but you know, I did do that. Yeah. Let's see here. Nandu? November is my birthday, almost Christmas season. The weather is better in my country, and a lot of music, content, tech, and good stuff gets either refreshed or released. That's so true. So November is a lot of fun. I'm glad to hear you're fitting the mold too, bud. That's kind of fun. I think that'll be good. Yeah, we got tons of people who are agreeing here. This is kind of fun. Jay says, I was the 10th subscriber to Talos of Space, LOL, and you will never have that taken away from you, my good friend. You are the OG, Mr. Gray. Grant. I was mixing Jay and Grant. Wow, that's kind of funny. That should be a thing. Jay and Grant is Gray. Simon says, if I got any feedback, I'll let you know. Appreciate it, man. The line is always open. Grant says, June. I have no idea how it came out July in my answer. Ah, okay. What was your answer again? July starts getting super warm, and I love the warm. Okay, so this is your like favorite time of the year, bud. You better like go outside and enjoy it, because I know it's pretty in June. You better start enjoying it then. And his birth month is April. All right, so Grant does not fit the mold here, which is totally fine, and we are gonna be doing that. Oh my goodness! So that is great, Grant. Appreciate it. Ryan says, well, birth month is already in my answer. That is true. I appreciate you putting that in there. Saved us a chat. Yay! Okay, Simon says 14th of May for me. It's an okay month, but for the last years, I got a lot of college delivery dates on exams there, so I've hated it. Yeah, I couldn't imagine having a birthday over like a bunch of deadlines. I've been very, very lucky to have my birthday in September, so I don't really need to stick around and do all the school stuff because it's the beginning of the school semester. Yeah. Ryan says, because birthday means free stuff. Is that all the birthdays mean? I think that birthdays mean a little bit more than that. Grant says, April is really sad with overcast most of the months. That's why I hate it. Well, sounds like you need to move to Jamaica. It's like always beautiful down there. Actually, no, it like rains every other day, or actually every afternoon. I guess that's kind of how tropical stuff works. Let's see. Simon says, I noticed the script. Really thorough. Really good, though. Yeah, I know you can notice. I'm not the best teleprompter reader. I know there are those creators who, like, you'd never guess that they were using a teleprompter, and you just think they're super articulate. I'm getting more comfortable with it. I've used a teleprompter on occasion in the past for, like, my big cube video. That was on a teleprompter, and you could definitely tell. I'm learning more things about it, how to keep the cadence, and I write my script and then I record the video right after that, so it's all fresh in my mind. So really, it's just kind of a cue card. Hey everybody, my Aunt Pam is in the chat. Hello, Aunt Pam, how are you? Good to see this one way. I can't see you, but you can see me. Hi, Aunt Pam, how are you? She says, my birthday is in July, but I love October. Maybe I was born prematurely. What do you think? I actually don't know. I'm thinking though that you can just love October, because where you are, July's kind of hot. I mean, you guys are kind of in the desert, so July would kind of be a little hot. I wouldn't like that either. October would be perfect in your neck of the woods there, Amp Fam. Thanks for joining, Amp Fam. That's kind of funny. Steph says my camera always reaches its record limit at least 5 minutes of my at the last 5 minutes of my video. It's so annoying. So Steph, I totally feel you there. One of the reasons why I got this camera over the slightly cheaper older model was because this one doesn't have a recording limit. All of the other ones that I was finding, they all had like this 30 minute recording limit. I'm like, what do you mean only record for 30 minutes? I do like 3-hour long shows. What do you mean? Oh my, that's funny. June is also a good month because June is jam-packed with gaming announcements. This is true. I know there's a ton of gaming stuff that's been coming out, and I have no idea about any of this. If you were going to follow anyone to figure out more about gaming, you should definitely follow my good friend. Let me grab his Twitter here. I want to give him a proper shout out. It's actually Randy's friend Jordan. You've probably seen him around on some of Randy's stuff. But Mr. Jordan Love has some really good gaming content, and I want to give him a proper shout out here. So let's see. He does gaming YouTube videos here, specifically with VR stuff, and he is quite the share profile link. That's what I want to do. I didn't want to share the profile. Yeah, there we go. So that is everyone should go check out Mr. Jordan. He has a nice YouTube channel, and I'm going to. I'm sorry, I'm logged in as Talos of Space right now on this computer. It's because I'm uploading a video. Sorry about that. Anyway. Okay. Where are we going here? Gaming is in June. Totally true, Ryan. All right. Christian? WWDC is my New Year's, and iPhone season is my Christmas. That is so true. I think that's tweet worthy right there. Dub is my New Year's, and iPhone is my Christmas. That's it. So New Year's, you get like all the refresh. It just feels all fresh and new on New Year's. You have your New Year's resolutions and all that fun stuff. But yeah, and then Christmas definitely feels like Tim Apple's dropping some serious Christmas stuff in September. He mixed Jay and Grant. I know, that's pretty funny. Jay must be talking about you. Totally true. He is. June, October is the best time for going outside. June through October is the best time for going outside. Wholeheartedly believe that. Depending on where you are in the world, you can kind of get by with like April through November sometimes, depending on how hardy you are. But definitely the summer is the best time to go outside. Exams would always align with my birthday. Oh man, that's so sad, having to like do tests and be stressed and like be all worried about that over your birthday. Oh boy, that's no good. Grant says 93 degrees today, and I'm loving every second of it. I know I'm weird. Well, some of you people tan. Unlike me, I'm literally getting a sunburn with my studio lights at the moment, so I just burn no matter what. So I avoid outside. Jay is saying hello, Pam. Simon said, that's why I recorded with my iPhone. Thing doesn't run out of space. It's not necessarily sometimes space. I think sometimes it's the heating, depending on what kind of camera you have. If like you have an A6400 and you're recording in 4K at 30 at a higher bit rate, the camera will overheat because there's no fan in these smaller subcompact cameras, and so after it overheats, it just has to stop recording. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't go with that one. But yeah, Jay says, Jordan, sparkle, nice. Simon said, I haven't gamed properly in about a year, but I guess I just grew out of it. Yeah, I've actually never gamed properly, but I have watched Jordan play games, and he is pretty good at it, and he has some pretty mean, crispy content on there. He's also let me use some of his Oculus stuff. He has like some VR headsets with like little controller things. Those are kind of fun and trippy. So yeah. Let's see. It's worse to have the exam the day after your birthday. You literally spend your birthday studying. I know. That is literally the worst thing ever. I could not imagine doing that. That would be the end of my world. your birthday is like the worst day of your week. Ryan says 93 would mean time for curtains closed, max AC, and a fan in my face. Unfortunately, I have an outdoor summer job, so I'll just die instead. Dying inside. Sorry, Ryan. Well, you can pull up a podcast with your headphones, and hopefully we'll pass the time a little bit faster than it would be. Hey, I got a question for you guys. For those of you who, especially Simon, who have been watching the Today at Starbase content, I've been thinking about just tossing that up on the podcast on a new podcast RSS feed. Just have like a 3-minute podcast. I know some people kind of like to curate their commute podcasts. I did that for a little while. There was a daily Mac podcast that 9 to 5 Mac was putting out called 9 to 5 Mac Daily. I don't know if they're still doing it because I haven't had a commute in like 2 years. But when I was commuting, I had it queued up that it would play that first and then like another show and then another show after that, kind of like create like a little playlist. So if you think that might be a good idea, I can definitely, I actually exported. I thought it was such a good idea. I'm in the process of getting it started. But what do you think about that, Simon / anyone who's listened to the Today at Starbase content, putting it up on a podcast reader, just the audio version, nothing different, because like it would lose out on the visuals of like showing pictures or showing videos or anything, but like I think you get most of the content and it's a more convenient solution. All right. Steph says mine is a Sony A7R Mark II. Well, that is a very good camera, my friend. I have a very good friend who has an A7R Mark I, I believe. It's a little bit older. I went with the A6600 because I do prefer APS-C for most stuff. There are a few times that I have kind of wanted a full frame, which has made me regret my choice a little bit. But, you know, you get a fast enough lens, you can kind of deal with anything. But yeah, so the A7R II, that definitely is not a video camera per se. It's more of a photo camera. It's a very good photo camera, and it does pretty good video as well. But yeah, Sony didn't really design it to be able to handle that long uptime video recording. So this is something you kind of got to keep in mind and realize. I'm actually, if I get another camera at any point, like if my Sony goes kaputs, or if for some reason I decide I really need a new camera over like anything else, I'm definitely gonna be getting a cinema camera next time, like a Z Cam or maybe like a cheap Red camera or something, just because like there's little things about this Sony, like it's a great camera and everything, does 4K. It's wonderful. I don't think I'd get a Blackmagic because that's an even smaller sensor size than what I have, so that means more noise. But what I'm looking for is it's called rolling shutter, and you know what, let me just show you. I'm gonna speak a little loudly here so the mic can hear me. But whenever I move the Sony, you get this weird like kind of like wavy effect, and that's because the so I don't know if you could hear me, but whenever you move the Sony laterally or up and down, you get like this weird like wavy effect. Like straight lines will like turn into like little like squiggles, and it's kind of annoying when you're looking at it back and you literally cannot slow that footage down at all, even if 60 frames a second, because it's just like so there's so many. It's basically the camera's looking at each line of pixels and it's copying each one of those lines at a time. So it's kind of scanning through the image instead of just taking a freeze frame and then saving that and then looking at the whole freeze frame. And that's kind of what cinema cameras do. And so I've noticed that problem enough times on my Sony that I think my next video camera is going to be a cinema camera that has like a universal shutter instead of a rolling shutter. I think that'll help out quite a bit. Anyway, looks like Mr. Scott entered the chat. Sorry, Steph, you got me stuck on cameras. We talk about that forever if we're not careful. I'm sorry, Grant just dropped some facts here. He said, fun fact, I've never experienced VR. Well, we need to get you in some VR, boy. I messed with an Oculus headset at Best Buy once. Yeah, they're kind of fun, kind of like weird to like, you know, do stuff in. Scott is in the chat. Hello, Scott. Thanks for joining. Good to see you, my friend. Jay says, hey, Scott, hey, Scott, hey, Scott. I'm sorry, Grant said, hey, Scott. Steph said, hey, Scott. And Simon said, hey, Scott. Wow, we just got all the hey, Scotts. Ryan said, I actually first listened to the Talos of podcast because I wanted something to pass the hours pulling weeds in the sun. Well, hey, there you go. And it looks like I didn't frame my camera up right because now I'm not in center. Oh, well. Well, Ryan, well, that's kind of funny. Well, we'll get some more content out for you real shortly, I'm sure. We'll have some dub content with some hype streams. I got this whole Talos of Space thing going, so we'll have plenty of stuff for you to listen to. Grant says, I have a Siri automation that plays any of my playlists on shuffle when it connects to my CarPlay. That's kind of cool. I need to build that out a little bit better. 9 to 5 Mac is still going. Podcasts or what keep me sane while coding 8 hours a day. Okay, well, I know Zach and Benjamin are still doing the Happy Hour podcast, but I think I was specifically talking about the 9 to 5 Mac Daily podcast. I think Zach stopped doing that a while ago, and I can't remember. There's some guy who's kind of doing an interim. I haven't looked it up recently. I probably could. But yeah, just having like all of the news of the day kind of packed into like a sub 5-minute podcast. It's not the kind of podcast that I normally would listen to. Like now, it just doesn't fit in. Like that feels like YouTube video territory. But I have used it once with 9 to 5 Mac Daily. I just had it in my rotation on my commute, and I got all up to speed in 5 minutes, which was kind of fun. Simon said, I'd enjoy it. The video is helpful, but not everyone can spend the time, and audio would be fit more into people's routine. Okay, cool. Well, I appreciate the feedback there, Simon. I will definitely get to this. I remember when Taylosive podcast was you and Drew back in 2017. Oh, Steph. Oh, please forget that. Oh, I forced myself to listen to the first few episodes a few times, and it's just Nick with like no audio control, like, hi, how are you? Yeah, I'm gonna get like real close to the mic and then really far away. It's just like all unbalanced and just sounds terrible. Oh my goodness, those are some memories. I'm glad that was 4 years ago, so I can say I'm a professional now, and that does not represent my craft at the moment. I did not know what I was talking about back then. I know so much better now. Anyway, Landon says, I picked up a used Canon 90D today. Will mainly use it for live events and some photo shoots here and there. Okay, cool. That is a beautiful camera. I'm not much of a Canon guy per se. I don't have anything specifically against them. I just like Sony and how like tech packed they seem to be. I kind of felt like about the whole like switch to mirrorless, Canon kind of like drug their feet for a long time, and so I feel like Sony for a while had like quite a lead on Canon and Nikon as far as having like cool features, like I don't know, just mirrorless features like faster 10 bursts, fast bursts, like live stream out like we're doing right now. Like I don't know, I feel like Sony kind of had the edge for a little bit, but now the more I'm learning about it, it feels like kind of Canon and Nikon and Sony are all kind of caught up with each other. So yeah, I'm glad you picked that up. That's a decent camera there, man. But I'm definitely looking at a cinema camera next time. I just want a dedicated camera, not a photo camera. So I already got one of those. Simon says, I haven't had much time to watch the podcast on YouTube, so now I'm back to listening on audio due to only due to working now. Well, I'm glad you're working, Simon. That is, first off, that's a good thing. And also excited that you're still listening to the podcast on the audio because, the video podcasts are a lot of work, but it's supposed to still be an audio-first podcast. That's why we describe things, trying to keep everyone looped together. So I'm glad to hear that. Sometimes I wonder if anyone's actually listening on the audio podcast when I post it, but I obviously see the stats and plenty of people are. So I appreciate you being a part of that number, Simon. Thanks. Grant says, whoa, my profile picture changed. What? Grant, did you change accounts? Grant has an alt account. No way. How about that? That is so cool. Grant, you have an alt account? Or is that your main account? That's kind of cool. Magic. Steph says, dang it, now that you pointed out that you're not in the center, it's going to bug me. All right, fine. I'll fix it. Let me read your other comment here. Entry time you say Simon. Every time you say Simon, Simon says I laugh because keep thinking of game. I know. I think about that too. Unfortunately, Simon, I can't think of a better way to say Simon said this in the chat. I don't know. Anyway, I think it's kind of funny too, and hopefully you don't take offense to that. There we go. Should be fixed now. Now we be in center, boys. Look at that. Back in center. Congratulations. Let's see. Grant also still listens to the audio. Good to hear. Glad to hear that people still listen to that audio show. I got like 4 accounts, says Simon. Wow. Simon spoke. There we go. Simon declared. Okay. Post tense we shall say Simon declared. Simon declared, I got like 4 accounts. There we go. All right. And Nick Grant says Simon declared. I'm sorry, Simon. Simon spoke is not as much fun as Simon declares. That's what we'll use for the rest of the string. Good thing it's almost over. Landon said, I've been listening to the audio version for a few years now. It's nice when I work outdoors. Okay. Well, that's good to know. I saw that people were still listening to it, but you know, I just kind of feel like I'm consuming most of my stuff, you know, video-wise, and I guess I just have stopped having commutes. So that was kind of when I was listening to most podcasts, when I had like nice long commutes. But I'm glad it can be there, you know, just in the background, kind of. That's what podcasts are best for, you know, just you're doing something kind of menial, whether driving or working out in the yard or, you know, doing something outside or whatever you're doing, something with your hands, but you want your mind to also be occupied. You know, that's what podcasts were made for, basically. Simon declares, continue declaring I shall. There we go. Simon shall be declaring. That's pretty good. I'm gonna have to do that. Thanks, Grant. That was pretty funny. Well, cool, guys. Thanks for joining. Like, this was a good one. I think this was definitely a good stream for the books here. I think I don't know. I kind of walked into this like, oh, it's Thursday. I guess we got to do one of these. Oh well. Not like I hate it. It's just like, you know, what's interesting in life. We're all waiting for Dub Dub and just like sitting here like, we're waiting, Tim. But I think we had a little bit of fun here, and we hopefully got to know each other a little bit better. You guys met my aunt. That's kind of fun. You met Auntie Pam. She's pretty fun. So go cyberstalk her if you want. I can't stop you now. But yeah. So thanks for joining. Let's finish up the chat here, and we'll give you your 2-minute warning now. Steph says, "You shall declare." Simon declares, "Fun this was." Should wear my suit and tie, maybe my butler top hat, and be all professional and official. Steph says, "Yes, this was fun." Simon declares, "The week after we shall return." Yes, this is true, Simon. It's kind of funny. Ryan says, "Have a good rest of the day, everyone." Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for joining. Landon says, "Are you planning to stream Dub Dub?" I'm not going to be streaming Dub Dub because I did get a copyright strike on my personal channel last time I tried to do that. So I'm not going to try to do that again. But what I will do is we're going to have a same day, as close as we can, depending on internet connections. We're going to have a same day podcast go up with a kind of hot takes reactions, probably about 3 to 6 hours later, depending on how fast everything moves behind the scenes. So stay tuned for that. Unfortunately, it won't be a live reaction. I'm going to be enjoying it all to myself. And I think Drew's going to be live, so if you want to join someone live, definitely go check out this cool guy named Halosive Tech, who like you guys totally don't know about, and I'm going to tell you about him for the first time. This guy named Drew. He does like some tech channel stuff at some point. Anyway, yeah. Simon declares, "Let me know if you got the shortcut working after. I'll go to sleep at the end of the stream." No worries, my good Sir Simon. I shall take a look at it as soon as the stream, post haste, as soon as the stream is over, and I will let you know. But you don't have to wait up for me. Please go to bed. Steph says, "Next week, wear a tie so you can say Simon declares with it." All right, I will think about it. Appreciate you guys joining in. Have a very wonderful week, and enjoy Dub Dub for me. We'll join again next week on not Tailosive Space. This is the Nick Ansuini live show. This is going just swimmingly, guys. All right, see you guys next week. Bye.